In today's video, we're going to go through a deck I've been waiting for, and I'm so freaking excited. I've been wanting a black and white deck. I have been wanting a black and white deck. I bought a black and white deck. I didn't vibe with it. And US Games has brought out the Black and White Rider-Waite Tarot deck. Now, I've opened this because I didn't want to open it on camera. I haven't really looked through each card, but I'm assuming it's a colorless card. And the reason why I got this is I really wanted to allow my oracle cards to pop. So I wanted to use the tarot with an oracle. So I'm going through my oracle decks as well. So this is the artwork by Pamela Colman Smith. And do you notice the Colman doesn't have an E on the end? I'm going to bring up two tarot decks that I've got based on, well, they are Rider-Waite decks. One is the US game system. The other one, I don't know. I don't know where I got it from. I think it's just a standard. I haven't got the box for it. Maybe if you can help me out with that. So let's look at the box. We've got the Chariot on the reverse. Oh, I love it. I just love it already. Haven't used it yet. We've got the Two of Cups on the cover. On the side, it says the Black and White Rider-Waite Tarot features the line artwork and hand-drawn titles created in 1909 by Pamela Colman Smith. Now, I found out, I've done Ancestry.com, and I found out my grandfather was born in 1911 and my great-grandfather died in 1912. So interesting. And I think my great-grandfather came back from the war about 2-3 years prior to his death. So tough times back then. The 78 card deck has special black foil gilded edges. Oh, I haven't really looked at it yet. And is accompanied by a 54-page guidebook with upright and reverse meanings and tarot spreads. So there we have it. There we have it. So let's put this here. Shall I put up, okay, so I've got this one here, the Rider-Waite US game system. This deck here, I'll find out when it was printed. Oh, eyes, please do me right, 2003. So 11 years prior. So we'll put that there, we'll put that aside or next to each other. Let me know whether you're vibing with the black and white. And as I said, I got the black and white deck because I really wanted to have my oracle cards pop. You know, that's the real reason for this. So let me just put the camera down a little bit. So here we have the Rider-Waite 2003 US game system guidebook. Would you say short meanings? Possibly. Right, so we'll go through and we will go through the guidebook for this brand new deck. So the first card, now, you can tell I'm excited, right? Because I've been really waiting for this deck. It's like I want to say shiny, but non. Reminds me a lot about the Japanese tarot that I had, but probably not as soft, okay? Not as velvety. That is the reverse. So let's put it up together. It said a black gilded. Let's have a look at the thing, the side of it. Yes, you have got the black gilded. You know, guys, if you've been following me for a while, I'm not a fan of gilding, but let's appreciate it for what it is. Black, yes, it is. All right. So we've got that one. And then if we look at my Radiant, you can see without the gilding. Now, the size difference. A smidgen bigger, probably a millimeter, but that is, can you see? Now, there is a difference in the picture there. If we look carefully, there is a bit of a difference with the face. So, can you see that? The zero as well. This is a bit like spot the difference. And obviously it makes it a bit harder that it's drawn a lot larger. So the mountains are a bit different, the dog's sort of the same, there's a different thing. So down the bottom, so that's the full. Now let's look at my other Rider-Waite. It might be more similar to it. And then we'll look at the guidebook. Yes. Now, I don't know the name of this Rider-Waite. I know you lovely people will know it. It's a bit of a cut off here with the border. It's borderless. Yeah, I would say it's a take on this deck. So far, so good. So we'll look in the guidebook now. So you can see it's a nice little book. The original one that I've got here is that I don't recall a guidebook with this. I just recall the tarot deck. I think it's the tarot deck with the blue box. So here we have the guidebook in a little booklet, the intro there. So here we go, Made in China, the intro. Much better booklet. So you've got the major arcana, the Fool, new beginnings, fresh start, the first time you do something, open and eager for new things, spontaneous and carefree, boundless potential. So you have the reverse meanings here, feeling like a fool due to your inexperience, gullible, immature, impulsive, thrill-seeking, irresponsible. Watch your step. With the radiant, let's see if the wording is the same. Yeah, I'm really excited to use this deck. I wonder how it goes. Okay. We don't even have the Fool in here. It doesn't even, oh, there it is. The Fool, folly, mania, extravagance, intoxication, delirium, frenzy, bewilderment, reverse, negligence. So similar bullet points, similar guidebooks. For me, I feel like it really helps you. I didn't realise the power of tarot until I started reading it just before lockdown or during lockdown, maybe. No, it was before lockdown. And I feel like I like bullet points for me. I like it. So let's bring up the next card, the Magician. So let's bring up the Magician. Just having a look here. So it's really up to you whether you enjoy the color or black and white. As I said, for me, like, can you imagine an oracle card here? It's really going to pop. It's going to be good if you do social media posts. So I do believe it's taken from this deck here. And you can really, I feel like you can really see the keys here too. On the table, you can see it with a lot more clarity. But then again, if you read by color, it's not going to give you that as well. So the cards themselves are very thick, so they are very durable. So you got the High Priestess there. So what are you thinking about this deck? For me, I can't wait to utilize it. I'm really enjoying the non-borderless. I'm not one that sort of like says, oh yeah, let's have the borderless. Let's do it. I just feel like seeing them alongside, I probably wouldn't notice it if I was looking at each deck, each card separately, but having a look at them side by side, I feel that it makes it more zoomed in. And if anything, I feel that the picture is a lot bigger. Interesting. She seems to stand out more. So yeah, it's interesting, the artistry. The Empress. So you can see the wording is different. The font. The Emperor. Be interesting to see, so we're doing the major now. It'd be very interesting to see then how the minors pop up. Isn't it? Be very interesting to see how it goes. And it'll also be interesting to see how I read with this deck. It shuffles well. I did shuffle it to begin with, just to, sometimes when you get a gilded deck, it does stick. So I did make sure I shuffled it before I came on, breaking them all apart. So I didn't have a look at the deck as yet. So this is the first time looking through. Yeah, it does definitely appear more zoomed in than the Radiant. And it does seem more zoomed in, the pictures here. So reading with the Rider-Waite, I feel like it helps. I want to say, would you say memorize the meanings of the cards? So I really want to get back to utilizing more standard decks. I'm decluttering, but I've bought a few decks lately, so I've probably defeated my purpose of what I got rid of last year. But you know, there's been some bargains in the second-hand, what you call bin. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, it's interesting. I look at this and I feel that it's got more clarity. And then I look at this and I feel that it has more clarity. So I guess it depends on what mood you're in. Very zoomed in, a lot bigger. This card, the black and white, does look a lot clearer. So what are you thinking? What have you guys been looking for a black and white deck? For me, I did buy a black and white deck. I didn't like it. It freaked me out a little bit. It was talking about, I didn't even utilize it, to be honest. I got it from the second hand. I can't think of the deck that I got. It freaked me out because it was talking about fallen angels. And that's definitely not how I read. You know, forgive me if you read that way. I don't read that way. I'm all in light. You know, some people like to roll up their sleeves and get down, and I thought, no, I'm not going to invite that type of energy into my home. So that's why I was really excited about looking at this black and white deck. So let me just put the cards, separate them a bit. So I've just had to take a while and separate them a little bit. I'm probably going to end up with a deck filled with different colors. So I'll try and be more mindful as we put them away now. The Tower. So yeah, I feel a lot more easy, sort of not dipping my toe into the darkness, you know, into that type of energy, as I said. So it is interesting how you read, how you learn. You know, when you first get into tarot, a lot of people say, oh, how do you read? How do you learn? What do you do? And a lot of people give that guidance about picking a Rider-Waite deck because there's so much information about it online, and really that is the truth. But for me, I feel that it really depends on the guidebook. I mean, you don't have to pick up a Rider-Waite deck straight away, but I feel that it's more well known. You know, this is obviously very, very different to that one. So it's more well known. There's a lot more online, a lot more information, you know, when you're Googling, when you're searching. But again, you know, you can find really good guidebooks that help you read from any deck. So this is what I want to look at, the cups. Now, I'm not going to pull up the other decks now. I might just pull up, no, I won't. So we're going to go through, flick through. A lot of clarity here. Gosh, this stands out, doesn't it, in the black and white? This is very busy, you know. I can see a lot of people colouring this deck in. I can see a lot of people getting busy and colouring it in. And for me, that's not the purpose of why I bought it. I bought it specifically for a black and white deck. But, you know, maybe some people might put a keyword here in colour. You know, I can definitely see that happening. You know, for me, if I was very artsy and talented, I probably would write keywords very small here, you know, like repetitive on the background. To me, it would probably end up looking a bit, how you going? So, you know, I did buy the Wandering Star. I did buy the Kickstarter, but I have sold that. But this is the mass market, so you can see how that she's put the keywords here: the change, decision, success. Obviously different picture. It is based on the Rider-Waite, but obviously with different pictures. But, you know, you could put that same here in order to stimulate and help you learn. You know, it could be turn into a learning deck if you are creative. You know, you could look at the guidebook, for instance. Well, let's have a look at the Ace of Swords. And you could put, you know, mental strength and courage, independent mind, strategic thinking, intellectual enthusiasm, cutting through cloudy thought, doubt, ambiguity, and seeing things clearly, strong, honest, clear communication, reverse meaning, overanalyzing a situation, issue, static belief, closed-minded, unclear, and focused. So you could, you know, you could be writing that on there. You know, this could end up being your learning deck, which is something that, you know, you may do. I know that there is a learning deck that has got printing on the cards themselves. Maybe you wish, and you may wish to do that. But, you know, I can see a lot of people making this black and white deck, their own individual deck, their own colouring. So be interesting to see what we see popping up on social media, but they do feel beautiful. I feel, for me, I'm going to keep it black and white. And I feel that I would like to see it with, as I said, I would like to be utilising my oracle decks a lot more. So if I pulled that up and I pulled and I put that there with 2 oracle decks, to me, I like it. That's what I wanted in my mind. That's what the focus that I wanted. I wanted the tarot card to stand out, and I wanted to pair it with some oracle decks, because I feel like I do have a lot of oracle decks and I'm not utilizing them, and I thought having a black and white deck would be a really good way for me to dive deeper and utilize the oracle decks that I have. So yeah, I'm happy. This is exactly what I was expecting from a deck. The quality is a lot better than what I imagined. You know, as I said, it's got that silky gloss feeling to it. It's not matte, so that's a bonus for me. But I did really think that, we'll put it this way, what they showed, US games, is exactly what you're getting. You know, that there's no hidden surprises here with this deck. But they didn't show the guidebook, so for me that was a bonus. 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands. So yeah, definitely a bonus for me, the guidebook, because it's a bit more detailed than what I thought. And also too, I thought it was just going to be, you know, the paper guidebook. And I'm a huge one with guidebooks. So I'm going to shuffle at the end. We're going to shuffle the deck and we're going to get a message, and we're going to pair it with an oracle deck and see. So let me know what you think. This is, as I said, the US games. It's beautiful. So it's exactly what I expected. So let me go, let me shuffle, let me come back and see what message we're going to get. Oh, yeah, shuffle's lovely. It shuffles like silk. I know I'm struggling here over the camera, but geez, it's nice. It's a really nice deck to shuffle with. They sort of slide over. So let me just shuffle a bit more. Well, I just also shuffled 2 coal grey decks. I don't think I'm going to buy the next deck of his. I feel like I've got enough. I feel like it's just repetitive messages that Hay House has been pumping out. First off, we've got the Star card. That's my tarot card. So this is really coming out. There's hope, there's optimism. It's feeling positive, restored faith, renewed hope, coming out of the darkness, a spiritual or emotional boost, replenishment, healing, giving back, paying forward. So for me, I always call this the faith card. But you know what's really interesting with this, and it's interesting we have stars, because I've pulled both Kyle Gray's The Divine Masters. All the link will be in the description box. And I also pulled the Gateway of Light Activation. Now the Gateway of Light Activation, the card actually did fling out. So this is exactly how I wanted to read the cards. So I wanted to have black and white. I wanted to have a colored here. So this is really, really interesting because this is about a great awakening as well. And it's interesting how we've got the star card and we've got the light code, you know, sort of coming out. So it's really about connecting with energetic frequencies, so to speak. So it's interesting how we've got 2 star cards, you know, 2 star cards. Let me put you there. And what I did laugh when I pulled the next card deck with the Divine Masters, because it's another Thoth card. You know, we've got this, so it's about the awakening, becoming awakened, you know. Again, we've got this beautiful starlight energy flowing down, and, you know, we've got the water, the cups there in the star card. So this is how I wanted to utilize the deck. I really wanted to utilize it with 2 beautiful, or even 1 oracle deck. So it's interesting here how we've got this. It's really about doing what you want to do. It's about higher truth. It's about coming alive. It's about becoming a teacher now, you know, stepping forward, lessons have been learnt, renewal, embracing the new, having the light flow through, having the light flow through, having the light flow through. So that is the, I was going to say Thoth Tarot. That is the Rider-Waite deck, black and white, by US Games. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe with this beautiful deck. Until next time.